government shutdown continues. Greetings, folks. Today is Friday, January the 4th, 2019. I'm Tom Lineweaver, and this is my commentary. Yep, the government shutdown continues, and there are dimwit politicians out there trying to scare people. Now, there's nothing to be afraid about, folks. There's a rule that says only unessential, non-essential parts of the government can be shut down. For example, did you know the Federal Reserve is still working? You see, if the Federal Reserve was closed, so would your bank be. Then where in the world would you get your checks cashed today? Some of you get. For some people, it's a payday. Anyway, the IRS is still open. Yep. You see, they collect taxes every day. Well, throughout the year. Now, if you don't believe me, just look at your paycheck today. I'm sure there's something taken off. So the IRS is still functioning. And even though elderly people they're trying to scare you to death, they're trying their best to let you know Social Security is not coming out. That's not true. Social Security is considered an essential. And it's not going to shut down anytime soon. So Social Security checks will go out as usual. Well, direct deposit. I don't know if they still send checks out or not. But anyway, so Social Security, food stamps, and housing assistance is still there. They're considered essentials. Now, let me talk to you about the essentials of life. What are the things that you really need? How about, and this has been established a long time ago, food, shelter, clothing. Those are the essentials of life. Now, and some people might include transportation. I mean, if you have a job, you have to have a way to get there. So transportation might be an essential of life. But in the grand scheme of things, it's really not. Food, shelter, and clothing. You need food. You need water. It would be nice to have a roof over your head because homeless people wind up dying on the streets. And very, very often, some homeless people just commit suicide. So I have a big problem with landlords that are creating homeless people. Something has to be done about those, I'm going to say it, miserable bastards. Have you ever noticed in landlord-tenant problems, the landlord often lies and they get away with it? Anyway, we're talking about the government shutdown. Yeah, it still bothers me the way poor people get treated in this country. And I'm sick of it. Something needs to be done about it. Anyway, because shelter is considered an essential. And if anyone does anything to take you out of a shelter that you need, that should be a crime. It really should be a crime. Now, if they have a good reason, I mean a very good reason, and they need to prove that good reason. Landlords make allegations, but they don't have to prove it. I don't know, maybe some states they do, but in this state they don't. Okay. Now, let's see. Where was I? Oh, essentials and non-essentials. Okay, there are some people that are upset about the parks being closed, the federal parks being closed. Well, first of all, it is unconstitutional for there to be public lands. I mean, for there to be federal public lands. That's unconstitutional. The federal government should only use the land for like a military base, a post office, something like that. They don't have the authority to have park land. So really, they should take that land and give it back to the states because it's unconstitutional for them to have it. Now, federal parks being closed, and let me ask you something. Okay, for those of you who are upset about that, do you really need that park? Are you going to die without it? Sheesh. You don't need that park. So stop complaining about it. Let this government shutdown continue so it can be shown you really don't need those non-essentials in government. Oh, and what was it? Nancy Pelosi that talked about the people that are not getting their paycheck anymore, that they live from paycheck to paycheck. We should care about them. Why? Do they care about us? Listen, I have learned the hard way today that government employees do not care about us. So you government employees that are not getting paid, go out and get a real job. Anyway, government employees that I've talked to this year don't care whether I'm going to lose my home or not. They don't care whether I eat. They don't care whether I sleep. They don't care about nothing about other people. They don't care. And I have seen this uncaring attitude greatly since Donald Trump is in office. Donald Trump really has turned our government into a no compassion zone. But anyway, I mean, it would be nice if the president could stop getting his salary during this government shutdown. That'd be great. It would be great if Congress would get rid of but they're still getting paid. Apparently, Congress and the president are considered essentials. Are they? Are they really essential? I'd like to try doing without them. Anyway. Okay. So the government shutdown continues, but it doesn't. Things that matter are still open. Your bank is open. The postal service, can you believe it? The postal service is still open. Things that matter are still open. The Department of Defense is still open. The Department of Education, closed. Homeland Security, as far as I know, is closed because they're not essential. It's the Department of Defense that defends the homeland, not the Homeland Security Office. FEMA. I think FEMA is closed. That all that means is states are going to, if we could close down all the non-essentials permanently, states are going to have to learn how to do things all over again because states did everything before. INS, so is that closed down? I hope. I hope ICE is closed down. Of course, some people decide to work without pay. That shows you why they're working for government. They're stupid. Okay, folks, that is going to do it for today, I think. I don't think I have anything else I want to bring up. But we need, go ahead and let this government shutdown continue. Don't complain to your representative about that stupid park not being open. I mean, come on, folks. You don't need a federal park. There are state parks. Well, there are state parks here in Pennsylvania. But I know out in Colorado and places like that, the federal government has everything you can think of. You know, the federal government needs to give that land back to Colorado. Back to, let's see, is it Nevada or Arizona? Arizona. I think, the government has about, what, 90% of the land there? Give it to Arizona. That's what we should do with it. And then if it shuts down for some reason, you complain to the Arizona government, not the federal government. Okay, so folks, let's get back to the Constitution. If we got back to constitutional economics and we get rid of all these non-essential government offices, we could really cut down on the debt. Okay. That's my commentary for today. Thanks for listening.